Have you ever felt like you're trying to move forward in life, but something invisible keeps pulling you back? Why do certain emotional patterns seem to repeat, no matter how much you change on the outside? What if the resistance you feel doesn't come from your circumstances, but from something much deeper? Your earliest emotional blueprint, your relationship with your mother. Carl Jung believed that unless we confront this foundational influence, we stay trapped, reliving cycles of fear, insecurity, and longing. This video isn't about blame, it's about clarity. It's about taking back the narrative of your life. From the very beginning, the mother archetype. Before we begin, if you find value in deep, transformative insights, make sure to subscribe to Mental Dose and turn on notifications. You can also join our Telegram community to get early access to new videos and exclusive guidance on your personal and spiritual journey. Now let's dive in. From the moment we're born, our mother becomes our first mirror, our emotional reference point. Carl Jung didn't just see her as a person, but as an archetype, a profound image that gets etched into our unconscious mind. This archetype becomes the foundation of how we experience love, safety, identity, and human connection. Whether your mother was nurturing or cold, supportive or demanding, the emotional tone she set is like the first sentence of your life story. It shapes the rest of the narrative. The mother-child bond isn't just a memory from childhood. It silently shapes your adult relationships, your self-worth, even how you speak to yourself when no one else is listening. And here's the most revealing part. Most of us carry this blueprint without even realizing it. Let's explore how these early emotional patterns still echo through your life, quietly but powerfully. Emotional imprints. You might not consciously remember every interaction with your mother, but your body and psyche do. Long before you had words, your emotional system began forming patterns. That's why, even as adults, we sometimes find ourselves stuck in loops, making choices that feel misaligned with who we truly are. Carl Jung taught that the unresolved dynamics of the mother archetype live on through projections. You may seek approval from people who remind you of her, or avoid conflict because that was how you survived as a child. These aren't coincidences. They're emotional contracts, agreements you didn't consciously make, but still follow, and they lead to deeper consequences. Even if your childhood seemed normal or happy, unmet emotional needs can leave lasting imprints. Maybe you had to earn love through achievement, obedience, or staying quiet. Maybe affection came with conditions, or silence was praised more than honesty. These messages teach children that love isn't unconditional. It must be earned through performance, perfection, or self-sacrifice. And that belief, it grows with you. It becomes a life filled with chasing approval, success, or belonging, yet still feeling empty. Because the void isn't external. It's not about doing more. It's about finally understanding where that emptiness began. And if this video is helping you see your story more clearly, please share it with someone who might need it. If you'd like to support more content like this, click the thanks button below. Your support truly makes a difference. Now let's continue. Patterns and projections. So how do we free ourselves from the emotional weight of the past? Carl Jung called the path forward individuation, the journey of becoming whole. It's the process of peeling back the layers, the roles you played to gain love, approval, or protection. It doesn't mean cutting people off or pretending the past didn't happen. It means seeing your mother as a whole human being, flawed, wounded, shaped by her own story. Not a goddess, not a villain, just human. Ask yourself, who am I when I stop performing? When I'm no longer trying to be who others want me to be? That's where healing begins, and often that answer is hidden beneath years of self-protection. To integrate this shift into your outer life, you must recognize where you're still projecting your mother's role onto others. Many people unknowingly cast their mother's image onto everyone significant. Your partner becomes the one who should make you feel safe. Your boss becomes the one whose approval feels essential. But these are echoes, not reality. When you project, you hand your healing to someone else. The transformation begins when you reclaim it. Instead of looking for someone to mother you, you learn how to do it for yourself. You tune in. You give yourself the compassion, boundaries, and love you always needed. And in doing so, you start writing your own story. The path to individuation. But awareness alone is not enough. Healing is a choice we make over and over again through small, conscious actions. Notice your emotional triggers. When something feels overwhelming, ask yourself, is this really about now, or is it something older being reawakened? Journal it. Say it aloud. Bring it out of the shadows. Spend time in truthful solitude. And when your inner critic speaks, question it. Ask, is this my voice or one I inherited? The more awareness you bring to these patterns, the more freedom you'll have to choose something different. This process isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning to your truest self, the one that existed before the layers of performance. And something incredible starts to happen. Reclaiming your story. You stop chasing love. You stop performing to feel worthy. You begin to stand tall in your own presence. Life will still bring challenges, but they no longer define your worth. You realize your mother may have written the first chapter, but you own the rest of the book. Her impact shaped you, but it doesn't get to write your future. And when you stop seeing her as a symbol and start seeing her as a person, blame fades, understanding grows. The mother is no longer a shadow. You carry her story, but not her pain. When you bring conscious light to the mother wound, you don't just heal yourself. You break the cycle of inherited pain. You change what gets passed on. Carl Jung taught that healing doesn't come from rejection, but from integration. From seeing clearly, feeling fully, and choosing intentionally. So ask yourself, what part of your story are you ready to reclaim? What inherited patterns are you ready to release? If this message touched you, let us know in the comments. Your story may be the mirror someone else needs to feel less alone. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Mental Dose and become part of a community that values insight, self-trust, and emotional freedom. Because healing doesn't begin by forgetting your mother. It begins by finally understanding her. And from there, your real life begins.